MC Magic on HipHop Drop, Yakima Nation Radio. All right, let's see. Let's go to the phone lines. Let's get our guest on. How's it going?
Yo, what's up, man?
All right, so first things first, for those who might have seen you online and stuff, how do you pronounce the name?
Sten Joddi.
Okay, all right. What's the name mean?
Sten Joddi, man. Of course, I just want to give a greeting to everybody listening to, Hinch J, Stone Girl, Sten Joddi, Justidos. What I say is hello, how are you doing? Sten Joddi is what they call me, and my name means it can mean red man or native. In my language, the Muskogee Creek language, it's Stajati, and Stajati means native or red man, So I took it and broke it into two names, and put my little twist on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like the name now. Now that you explain what it means, I like it more.
Right. Yeah, man, and my people like it too. When I meet my people down in Oklahoma, I go down there once a year. My people are from there, and I was born and raised down there. And when I go down there and I meet people and stuff, they're like, "Sten Joddi, that sounds familiar. It's like Joddi," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's what it is. That's where I got it." And then conversations go from there. But
so how did Sten Joddi get into music?
Oh man, well. When I was a youngster, man, of course I had family members that, introduced me to certain types of music growing up. And, from R&B to, rock and roll. My mama and my dad was a rock and roll country, couple. So they had that old Southern rock, I'm from Oklahoma, so they had that old Southern rock in there. And mixed in with 80s music that my mom liked and country music that my dad liked too, and then again my aunties and family members, stuff like that, brought up R&B and rap music when it started popping off in like 89, 90. So I was introduced to like NWA and like all those artists back then, man. It was kind of eye-opening for me, and that's when I fell in love with music. Also, another artist, an indigenous artist that I, found out about, I think in like 91, was Lightfoot, and I was down in Oklahoma, and he was at Creek Fest, and I met him there, and he was giving his CDs out and stuff. That was the first time I ever seen a native rapper, so it was a big deal then as well. And I don't know, it was probably a culmination of all the things, music in my life, period, that made me really like go into wanting to do music around the age of 13 or 14. And I went from just listening to music to actually writing poetry and writing down things that, I really didn't understand flow, and I didn't understand songs, and I didn't really get how to even go about starting it, but I was freestyling stuff with my friends. I was doing all that stuff, and, it grew into a want, and then, I needed to have this satisfaction of writing lyrics. I needed to get this feeling out of me. So, it grew as I grew into the man I am today, and all the troubles I've been through and all the problems I've been through. It was always something that I leaned back on, to get my frustrations out, as well as tattoos. Both of those things grew together around the same time, 13, 14 years old. And tattoos and music's just always been a part of my life, man. Just the beginning, and they kind of reflect each other. One wouldn't be without the other, you know, in my life personally.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you about, because it says in your bio that you have your own tattoo shop / recording studio. So when you were coming up, it was together, the tattoos and the music at the same time? It's always been like that?
Yeah, man. I mean, I didn't really put it together as. I mean, in hindsight, now that I look back, yes, they've always been together. They've always mirrored each other. When I was growing up, I really didn't see that part of it yet. You know, I didn't let that come together. You know, and I don't know. I was probably 19, 20. I was going in and out of jail. I had law issues and drug issues and alcohol issues. So I was going in and out of jail. And when I went to jail, man, I actually started to heighten my intelligence by reading. I think that was the first place I ever read a book fully through. I got a grip on my dyslexia and understood why I didn't like school. And I got into figuring out, you know, why I was the way I was acting. And I started changing my life, and I started putting that on paper and pen. And I met a couple of people in there, man, that when I got out, they put me in the studio. And they didn't play around, man. They were for real about it, and they kept their word. And they put me in the studio, man. And from there, it was just critiquing everything. After that, it was always a passion from that point on. And getting out of that situation in my life, you know, tattoos and music continued to help me. I would do tattoos at parties, and I would, you know, to hustle money, so I wasn't out there hustling drugs, and I wasn't out there doing nothing stupid. And, you know, it's kind of like they saved my life, you know, music and tattoos, you know. So, yeah.
Okay.
You know, and yeah, man, it's now grown into me having a passion for them both fully, you know. And I moved to Iowa some years back, about 10 years ago, and I met a guy that I was doing a tattoo on at a house party. He said, "Man, you do good work. I should introduce you to this person." So I said, "Yeah, man, I'll go up there, you know." So he meets me with this guy named Don Merle, man. And he's actually the one that gave me the opportunity to be a professional at it. And as soon as that happened, man, my whole life changed. I wasn't in the gutter working job to job. I wasn't, you know, chasing this, chasing that. I was actually in a place that I loved doing what I wanted to do. And then that tattoos, and I started to be able to have that little bit of extra income. And every single penny extra that I had would either be put in my family or put on this music. And it just grew from there, man. Like, I put everything into this music, you know. I even get in arguments with my wife because I put so much into this music. So,
and
you know,
you're paying your dues, and I've seen some of the work of your tattoos, and I've heard your music, and it's paying off all the work you're putting into it.
You know, I'm not a boastful person, so I try to stay humble, man, and I don't want people to think that I'm out here just balling and I'm like out here, you know. I'm really grinding every day still. I'm still paying my bills. I'm taking care of my family. And for me, success is only what you perceive as success. You know what I mean? So it's like, only what you perceive as success is success. So if you think it's the stuff you see on TV and the big cars and all the women and all the, you know, crazy stuff, and that's what you think success is, and that's what you're going to try to shoot for, you may come up short a lot of the times, because that's a perception of what they want you to think success is.
Preach.
And I say success is, you know, the man or the woman that's taking care of their family, putting food on the table, and or chasing their dreams out there living a life, not letting anything stop them, no matter what the circumstances are.
Those are the best words I heard in a long time, Sten Joddi. Keep going. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
You know, it doesn't matter where you start, you know, and everybody might have privileges depending on where you were raised, different different situations where you might be put in a better situation just because of where you're raised and who you're around. And then there's other people that don't. But that doesn't mean that you can't end up in the same finish line spot that them people are at. You know, I don't want people to, it's just going to take you a little bit harder, more work. It's going to take you a little bit more, less sleep. It's going to take you a little bit more coffee, and a little bit more pain, and a little bit more tears, and a little bit more blood.
And
but you know what?
Sweat, a lot of sweat.
Yes, but when you get there, you're going to be able to feel 10 times more than the person that didn't have to work as hard.
Hey, Sten Joddi, it's gonna be confusing at times, like what you said, you and your wife arguing about how much time you put into it, because not everybody can understand this dream that you have, or that I have, or that LT has, but you get it.
Yeah, you know, and that's the thing, man. It's getting people to be on the same page as you is rarely ever going to happen. The thing is that you have to try to put like-minded people in your circles. Because if you have, you know, people that all they do is be negative, or the first thing out of their mouth it wants to be, well, what if this doesn't work out? Or, well, what if that don't? The what if guys. I don't like the what if people, you know, because that's just throwing negative energy on something positive that I want. So I can't even give that energy access to my life, you know. If I do, then, you know, my goals are compromised, because then I start feeling feelings for how you feeling about my feelings, about my dream. So if that's the way it's got to be, then I have to get people around me that understand how these dreams should just be a success, and let's get there. Let's not worry about how it could mess up. If it messes up, then we deal with that obstacle when we get there. But we're going to keep going.
Preach.
And, you know, my wife, God bless her, I love her, and she's the strongest woman other than my mother that I've ever met, you know, because she puts up with my dreams. She puts up with my stuff, my goofiness, and my spontaneousness, and my you know, everything that she might irk her nerves, because I jump into things because I'm making split decisions on things that I got to make a decision on, and she has to deal with that. And if you can't find somebody that can deal with that, which is very rare, man, and it's hard, and a lot of people fall because they don't have that backbone, or people that have a support system, or people that are there. And for the people that don't have that there, you know, you have to just rise above that negativity. I don't know what else to tell you. You have to, because if you don't, you will let that drown you, man. You let it drown you, and it's not a good thing, you know. You know, you can't let that negativity get into your heart, because your dreams are only dreams. But if you start making goals and you start setting things up, then you can make those dreams realities. You know, you can make that happen. It can be concrete. It just won't be translucent. It's not a thought. Once you say it, write it down, it becomes real. You know, that's all I can say. A lot of people like to talk, but a simple writing it down on a piece of paper and pushing it onto your wall so you can see it and read it every day. You think that's something simple. A lot of people think it's so simple, but you don't realize how much you will read and look at that piece of paper with your goal on it, and it will motivate you every day. It should motivate you every day to want to achieve it. You know, get angry at yourself not achieving it if you wake up the next day and it's still on your wall. You know, it's just the way you got to be. You can't sit around waiting for somebody to save you. You can't wait sitting around waiting for somebody to give you a handout or anything. You know, you just can't, man. You sit there and you'll be sitting there forever. You know.
Hey, Sten Joddi. Sten Joddi.
Yes, sir.
LT here.
What's going on, brother?
Hey, much love to what you're saying, bro, and much our listeners out there are absorbing it as well. And I don't mean to turn the page. I don't know where you and Ryan came in, but I was running kind of late here. But I just want to switch it up, man. I want to switch it up to. Are you ready for New York next week or what?
Oh yes, man. Another achievement. You know what I mean? That's all it is. Is just achieving, stretching those goals and putting them up there, man. Because
it's gonna be a blast.
You know,
Ryan himself with the Res Hogs have won the music awards a few years back, so he knows what I'm talking about. You know, it's the Res Hogs that won the hip hop awards at the awards before, and just so happened, a coincidence, I was a presenter that year, and I presented the award not knowing that they were going to be the winners. You know, because we're from the same res. You know, so.
Oh man, that's dope. Yeah.
Get your business cards ready, get your CDs ready, get ready to network because it's gonna be a blast.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, I've got like 500 or 600 business cards. I'm ready to go, man. I'm ready to go.
It's like
24/7. I just want to tell you something, man. I appreciate you, man, and all the information you've been giving me over the years, all the support you've been giving me over the years, even to this radio right here, man.
Yeah,
you know, it's just it's a big appreciation. You know, I stay humbled when people like you reach out and help me without asking for anything. You know, and it's people like you that'll keep getting people like me seen and heard. You know what I mean? So big love to you, bro.
Yeah,
sure.
Appreciate that. No, exactly. I always try to, I meet artists almost on a daily basis. I reach out to artists, or they reach out to me, and it's all about, sharing their music and sharing what they got on their mind, sharing their life, and I just try to influence and share what my experience. I'm not Mr. Know-It-All or nothing. I've been in the game a little longer, but I try to share what I know and to give them the information to better themselves and give them something to look up to down the road, you know.
Right on. That's exactly what I'm on, bro. That's exactly what I'm on. I'm all about that, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. I can't wait. I got my wife. She coming with me. She coming with me to the NAMI. She ain't never been on an airplane, so we're gonna have to figure that out. I don't know how that's gonna go.
Yeah, maybe Ryan can share some of his experience as part of being an artist and an award winner.
Yeah.
You're going to have a good time, Sten Joddi. I could tell by your personality you're not going to let it go to your head, and hopefully you come back with a trophy of some kind. What are the categories you're a finalist in?
I think they got me in Single of the Year and Best Hip Hop Album. So I'm trying to get one of them. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
So I know I got some stiff competition, man. I ain't gonna lie. The homie Artisan, man, he's up for a few of those categories, man. And,
yeah, I checked out some of the artists today, and as part of being on the music awards, I try to have a lot of friends in all the very aspects of music, from powwow to hip hop to rock to blues to flute to everything. So I have my message box was full because I don't have my phone, so like everybody's messaging me to get them on stage or get them this and get them that. And Ryan knows that I try to help a lot of people while I'm there, as far as being able to assist with tickets and meals and things like that. And that's not a problem. I'll do what I can, but unfortunately LT will not be there. But I will try to help much as I can where I'm at. I'm going to be in California next week, so.
Right on. Yeah, that's what's up.
But as far as the listeners out there, Sten Joddi, I want you to let them know where they can find your music, where they can hit you up, where they can vote for you, that kind of thing.
Yeah, man. Just go if you want to vote. My categories are number 14 and 22 at I believe it's Native American Music Awards.com. I believe.
Yes.
And You know, my category again is 14 and number 22. Just click Sten Joddi's name and that'll be dope. And yeah, if you want to check me out, you know, you can check out www.tattoomuzik.com. That's TATTOOMUZIK.com. And you know, of course, all the social media from YouTube to Facebook to Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud, all the things you can think of. I'm on Spotify, Pandora,
MySpace,
all your listening pleasure apps. I'm on them. You just got to type in my name, and then my name is StenJoddi. So.
And what tribe? And did your listeners know what tribe you're coming from?
Yeah, Muskogee Creek Nation of Oklahoma.
There you go. Oh, you big OU.
I got Seminole heritage too, Seminole blood too, man. So yeah, my Seminoles out there too.
And let them know, our listeners want like how many albums you got. What's the name of your album? Do you have any certain albums coming out? You're coming out with somebody that you're collaborating with?
Yeah, I got 4 mixtapes I've pressed on SoundCloud, and they're up for free listening. If you just want to support and share and listen, you know, there's 4 mixtapes on there. And I have, again, I'm on iTunes and everything. If you just type in my name, you'll see all the albums that I've got. Tattoo Music 2 is out there. We got Tattoo Music 3 that's out there. And then I got Concrete Warrior and 7th Generation Prophecy, and them 4 albums are out right now on iTunes, and all my singles out there, and also about the singles. So I have this new album I'm working on that I've slowly been dropping singles on iTunes, and just to see how they're working, and they're doing good. So what I've done is I took all those singles and I'm putting them all on one album, and I'm gonna call it The Singles by Sten Joddi.
And you're gonna send me a copy.
Yeah, I got you, bro. I got you for real. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, man, it's gonna be called The Singles, and it's from all my last stuff. My last stuff was a lot of political statements, a lot of, you know, things of that nature, and you know, this time in this album, you know, I lost my mama in March, and you know, a lot of things have changed in my life, and just as far as soon as I lost my mama, I actually became a business owner, and we moved shops, and I actually became the owner of the business right after I lost my mom. And so a lot of things in that way have switched up, and so yeah, I'm on that end. And the music that's coming from me now is more straight vibe music, man. Like I find these beats, or I have my producer in the studio, and it's more of just a vibe. I'm not trying to put a subject matter to none of these songs. I'm not trying to put a structure to the album per se. I'm just making good music that makes me feel good, and hopefully it makes other people feel good when they hear it, you know. And that's really all I'm looking for on this album, is just to vibe out, man, and kind of just sit back, chill, and let it just come organically, you know. Let that energy just flow, and not try to push any one subject on a song. Like, oh, I got to get this song done about this subject. I have to get this song done about that subject. And nah, I'm not doing that. I'm just let the beat play. If something comes out of it and it sounds dope, then that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, man, all this stuff that's happening, man, it's blessings in disguises too.
Yeah.
You know, I could be, don't get me wrong, I feel hurt every day because I lost my mama, but I could let that put me in a deep depression. I could let this have me down in the dumps, you know. And again, don't get me wrong, you know, I've been there, you know, on certain days, but I don't allow it to let me continue to be what my life is about. So I try to keep on the happy and positive side of things, even though all the things that are happening in this world is crazy right now. But you know, I try to stay positive no matter what's going on, man. No matter what's going on.
Yeah. Hey, Sten, another thing, our listeners out there, some of them are, you know, reservations pretty huge. So we have some artists out there that are might be listening and might be thinking of doing their own thing right now. So as an artist yourself, being nominated this year, and where you're going and what you're doing and where you're at now, give them some advice of coming from yourself.
I would just say, man, stay diligent, stay resilient, and if this is something that you seriously want to do, being a singer, or being a rap artist, or being it doesn't matter, race car driver, a doctor, it doesn't matter. Wherever you're at, even if you're at where you're at, it doesn't mean that you can't be what you want to be. So you might have all the negative energy surrounding you. You might, and it just might be what it is. But you have to focus on that goal. And like I said, man, write it on a piece of paper. Let it be concrete evidence. Let it be real. Touch it. Feel the paper. Know that it's written down in front of you. Know that you can see it, and it's just not a thought. It's just not it's just not a dream anymore. It's actually real. It's written on a piece of paper. Okay, now I can go get it. What do I have to do to get that? Then you got to break down what you have to do to get it. You have to break down the things like, well, if I need studio equipment, that means I got to get a job, or I have to do something to, you know, have to get this money and get it going so I can get these things that I need. So you're going to have to get out there. You're going to have to go to school and learn and figure out, hey, if I want to be a doctor, I'm going to have to learn and read these books. If I'm going to be an engineer, I'm going to have to learn this math problems. I'm going to have to do this. I can't hope somebody is going to give it to me. So you're going to have to go out there. You're going to have to do it. And a lot of the times, man, we have you know, obstacles in our way, and we have things that stop us. We might have parents that aren't supportive. We might have friends that aren't supportive. We might have people that are constantly telling us, oh, that ain't worth it, you shouldn't do it. You know, or you sound dumb, or you don't sound right, or you can't rap, or you're not good. You know, I wasn't good either. I'm still not good, to be honest with you. But because I feel like I have to do better every song.
Oh,
because
man.
the last song isn't good enough, you know? So it's like you're going to have to just keep on and pushing yourself. If you're not your worst critic, then you ain't doing something right. If you're your own yes man and all you do is say, oh, I'm the best, I'm the bestest, I'm the greatest, and ain't nobody messing with me, and I'm just the king crown person, and you just putting all this self-proclaimed stuff on yourself, you know, you're probably not going nowhere, because ain't nobody gonna want to mess with you, man. You know, straight up, nobody's gonna want to mess with you if you're that egotistical on what you've done. It's good to be confident in who you are and what you do. Don't get me wrong. I'm confident in what I do, but I'm not going to be super boastful about it. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm the greatest. You know, there's only a few of those in the world, you know, and they're already sitting on that throne right now. So
Exactly.
If you're not them, then you better not be talking about it, you know, really, to be honest. I mean, if you're not them guys, and they know who they are, and the people listening know who those guys are, and those women are, and those people are, you know, if you don't know about brain surgery, don't be in there arguing about how they are doing it wrong, you know. So I'm just saying, man, like, it is what it is.
Yeah,
man.
I hear you.
You know, I'm just trying to be out here doing what I can do with the resources and the things that I push into this. And now I'm finally maybe going to get some recognition. I'm getting people hearing me. My voice is getting heard. My followers are going up. My things are popping a little bit, you know, and I'm hoping it's going to be just a nice little turn into some nice fans, and I can make a living off of this, you know. Okay. And you know, at the end of the day, it's doing something I love to do. Like, I love it, like, point blank. Like, I have a smile every day I wake up. Every day I wake up, I have a smile because I'm doing what I love, from tattoos to music. And if you can just find whatever it is you love to do, I don't care if it's, you know, playing video games. Find an online site that wants you to test video games all day for $5.99 an hour. You know, I don't know, man. You know, do something that you love to do. It doesn't matter what it is. If you like to sell rocks, man, and go out there and find rocks. There's eBay, and it will let you sell rocks all day, different rocks. Rose rocks, purple rocks, green. It doesn't matter, man. Whatever you want to do, there's something out there for you to do. I know there's people go out there and go garage sell and turn around and sell it on eBay for 10 times as much, man, every day.
Exactly. Hey, Sten, a little bit of advice, being that I'm in the music wars. When you get there, find Ellen Bello, and you let her know LT told you to look her up, and go to sound check, and tell her you want to try to get on stage either at the show or at the VIP party after, because they have a VIP after down the road, down the hallway in the Bears Den. So you let her know that LT sent you there, and I'll personally let her know myself that you'll be looking her up as well. Okay, for sure, man. For sure, bro.
Hey, we'll call you after the awards to get more motivation and knowledge and all the stuff that you brought today, okay?
Yeah, man, for sure, man. I enjoyed it, man. You know, I could talk all day about music and stuff.
All right, so, Sten Joddi, everybody. We enjoyed our conversation, and we appreciate you taking the time to talk to us.
I appreciate it too, man. Salute, Mado, thank you. Blessings to everybody, times a million, billion, trillion, thousand. I appreciate it.
And Stan, we'll see you on the 21st, because after I get back in California, about 2 days later, I'm jump on the plane to Minneapolis, so I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yeah, man, we got the Halloween party, man. Can't wait. Going down.
So I'll be there, man.
We'll call you in a couple weeks to talk about the Halloween party.
That's what's up.
I'm trying to bring an artist with me. I'll try to bring an artist with me from here, man.
All right, we'll see what's up. All
right, later, bro. Take care. Sten Joddi.
March 14, 2017. The world lost for known the G Lakers to Sudden Heart.